We talk a lot about live and let live. That's the principle that we live by here at Agorapreneurs. And there's an opposite of that. The opposite is something that, well, it might not seem so obvious at first, but it sneaks up and it raises its ugly head. Here's how you can apply live and let live, deal with those who don't like it, and how you can enjoy being an entrepreneur in the great way that you want to be. That's our episode this day on Agorapreneurs.
Welcome to Agorapreneurs, standing for liberty and freedom, all done peacefully. Now, here is your guide, Terry Brock.
Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Agorapreneurs. I'm Terry Brock, your guide here, as we talk about this wonderful lifestyle that you can embrace by doing what you want to do, not harming others, and really it's what we call the live and let live lifestyle. Live and let live, that you're doing what you want to do, you don't harm others, you don't take their stuff. And I think that's nature. Matter of fact, speaking of nature, I'm out here on the balcony today. Wanted to show you around. This is a beautiful day here in Orlando as we see it just like that. And you know, it's like this is one of those days where it doesn't get any better than this. And this is life. This is the way to really enjoy what you're doing. And that's really what we want to do. And so I wanted to do a little bit different video today, not with inside the studio, but rather outside here, and talk with you about what it means to live and let live, but also the opposite of that. Because the live and let live lifestyle is one that lets you do what you want to do, anything you want. And I'm using that very carefully. Anything. Use your imagination, as long as you take responsibility for what you're doing. You don't make somebody else take care of you or have to recover for the kind of things that you do if you make a mistake and do something stupid. No, that's up to you, Sparky. And then you don't take their stuff. You don't reach out and grab stuff from them, because theft is wrong. Theft is wrong if someone comes up to you on a street and puts their gun to your head and says, hey, give me your money. That's wrong. It's immoral. It's also against the law. But I think even more than the law, and we obey that law, it's a very good law. But even more than that, it's moral. But what about people that don't embrace that? And you think, well, most everyone does. I find that when I talk to people around the world, they say, yeah, I like that idea. And I say, well, let me ask you this. If someone uses a gun, put it to your head, take your money, that's wrong. I think we can all agree, most reasonable people would say, yes, that is wrong. It is immoral to do that. If a group of people do it, if 2 or 3 or 5 people come around you with guns and say, give us your money or do some harm to you, that is wrong. They have initiated force. Just by taking guns and pointing them at you, that is initiation of force. If an organization gets together, say it's a corporation, and they do that, corporation is still wrong to do it. And that is something that we realize, hey, it's done, but it's immoral. What if a government does it? Woo, now we're getting a little bit controversial here. If a government does it, there are people that are enforcing that. They're human beings. And I would say you have to consider, wait a minute, at what point do we say, oh, now it's moral to initiate force against someone? I'm not talking about defense. There's a legitimate right for defense. You defend yourself, yes. But when someone does that and they are coercing you, you say, I don't want to do it. Like, for example, when governments do it, doesn't necessarily mean it's right. Think of the Dred Scott decision back in 1850. Long time ago, yeah, I get it. 1850, it said that if a runaway slave is captured, say in Ohio, say anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line, that you are required by law. Let's say you live in Cincinnati, Ohio. You see a runaway slave, and you see that slave, and they come into your home for a moment. You know, they're there for that. It is by law, your law, according to that law, you have to turn them into the authorities. And if you don't, you are breaking the law. Most reasonable people today would say that was a very bad law. It was horrendous. Jim Crow laws, same thing, horrendous laws that were bad. Obeying the law does not necessarily mean it's moral. There can be immoral laws. As Martin Luther King said so famously, Hitler never broke the law. In Germany, he made the laws, and he made the laws so that it was okay for him to do what he wanted to do. So I think we have to say, just because it's the law doesn't mean it's right. These are people that feel that you should do something that they think is better. They feel morally superior to you, and they want you to do what they want. I like to call these people Gladys Kravitz. They're like the Gladys Kravitz character that was on the 1960s show, went into the 70s, Bewitched, with Elizabeth Montgomery, Dick York, and a beautiful cast of people. So many profound issues they had there. But Gladys Kravitz was the neighbor who was next door, watching what they're doing, looking at anything they might do wrong so she could go and report it. First, she would scream to her husband, Abner, Abner! And, it became a classic funny thing that she was like that. But, we got people like that today. They feel that if you're doing something wrong, we got to get this done. They want the government to come in and force you to stop doing something that's not harming anyone. You're just doing it yourself. Now, if it's harming someone else, that's a different story. If I start building a bomb in my basement and I'm going to have something that could be potentially lethal, hey, that's wrong. We need to stop that. But someone's doing something, I'll say for example, I've never in my life, I know I'm weird, but I've never in my life had marijuana. But people will smoke that or partake of it in some way. They're not harming anyone. They're not driving. You get out and drive, that's a different thing. You're at home, you're doing your thing peacefully, not bothering anyone. I don't see a reason for that being wrong. Just my opinion. I've never taken marijuana. Never have. I might someday, but I just have not. And I think that's something that is a choice for an individual. Milton Friedman said it very well when he said, the government has a First Amendment that says government cannot control what comes out of your mouth. He says government should also not control what goes into your mouth. Now, again, you have to be responsible. If you do something that's really stupid and it hurts you, don't come to me to pay your medical bills. Don't expect me to do that. Hey, this is the way it is. Now, charities might help out, but if you do something stupid like that, you're going to have to pay the consequences. And I think that this is the lifestyle that really helps, because you have to think, well, if we're going to have all this coercion, look at how many people have been killed needlessly in this so-called war on drugs, which is really a war on people. They're not fighting drugs. They're fighting the people that are doing that. And I don't think people should take that. I've never taken any illegal drugs. I've never purchased any. I've never sold any. I don't want anything to do with those, for me, from a health point of view. But if someone else chooses it, that's their business, as long as they're complying with the rule, the golden rule of live and let live. Don't harm others. Don't take their stuff. So that's kind of where we stand. And I think that goes over into being an entrepreneur, that you live your life and you create abundance for others. And by doing that, by helping them, you help yourself, living life peacefully. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you on this in the comments below, and share this with others. The world needs to know this message of live and let live. And as the algorithms see that people are liking the idea of live and let live, peacefully living, then we've got some way to make a real difference in this world. Hey, I wish you the very best and wish you much continued success in your life as an Agorapreneur. Hey, don't stop now. We've got a lot more videos out there for you about freedom and liberty, living the life of an entrepreneur who believes in live and let live. As a matter of fact, here's a way you can make a positive difference in the world. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. That lets the algorithms know, those wacky algorithms know, that hey, people like this kind of thing of live and let live and doing it in a peaceful way. Thanks for being here with us, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.